No matter the economy, sales professionals are constantly looking for ways to improve their strategy and enhance efficiency in order to close more deals. But the pressure to do so is enhanced when a volatile economic environment risks inconsistent sales. For Brian Gardner, founder of Sales Process 360, long-used tools like CRM can provide a foundation for success, but only if done in the right way. Gardner explores this theme in his newest book, CEO for CRM, Your Roadmap for CRM Success, and is here with us today to chat more about why distributors need a designated leader who is responsible for guiding CRM strategy and ensuring company-wide adoption. Hi, Brian. All right, Brian, can you give us a basic overview of the new book and what prompted you to write it?
Sure. The overview, I guess, is it's a book to help companies navigate the CRM journey and how to ensure success. Again, whether you're just starting out on the CRM journey or whether you're on CRM 2.0 or 3.0 and doing a redo, the book walks you through the major steps from deciding if you're even ready as a company for CRM, and then what do you do after the initial training, because it's not a one and done. CRM needs to become, again, part of the company culture. And what I found in this market, it's not easy. And so hopefully this book helps provide some ways forward to make it not as hard as it should, because how hard as it is, and how easy it could be.
So your book talks a lot about how each CRM adoption needs its own CEO. Can you explain what you mean by that and why you took that on as a theme for this book?
Yeah. Well, I truly believe that. I mean, what I've seen as a common denominator and is that a company needs a CEO for CRM, someone to be the visionary, the ensure implementation stays on course, constantly promoting the why. And again, quick story on how this came about. Was with a client. We did an audit or an assessment with their key stakeholders and some super users. They were on CRM 2.0. They needed to do a redo. They brought me in. We did an audit, came up with a roadmap of what we needed. But long story short, I was heading back to the hotel with him after dinner, for being on site for a day and a half to 2 days with their team. And he asked me one question. He said, "Brian, why do you feel we're in this position? Why do you feel we're in this CRM 2.0 redo?" And he wanted one answer. And thinking, and I was like, okay, I mean, I've got a lot of data and content of what needs to be done. But one key answer is, and I just, out of my mouth came, Steve, I think you need a CEO for CRM. And you could see the light bulb go off in his head when I said that. And we talked about that. And so long story short, back at the hotel that night, I felt that there was something there with this whole concept of a CEO for CRM. Went and bought the domain name that night in the hotel room and said, I'm going to do something with it. And something came of this book. So that's kind of how this book got, where it started was from that conversation of you need a CEO for CRM, and just feeling like that really resonated with him.
And generally speaking, it's you're seeing a lack of leadership or a lack of a point person on this adoption typically?
Yes. No question. Or yes, or they look at it as a side project, really don't put the true focus that it needs on it, or that they turn it over to someone that's not in sales management. I think the CEO for CRM needs to be someone in sales management that understands the whole sales process from inside sales to outside sales to marketing. And again, that's in CRM's wheelhouse, right? So if you don't have someone that's driving this from the sales management perspective as that CEO for CRM, I think that it's not going to be as successful as you'd like it to. And I go back to the story that I just gave. That was the case. They had appointed a person who was operations to manage the CRM project. And again, not to the fault of the person, but that person has never been in the sales or sales management role and really didn't understand what really needed to happen for CRM to be successful within the company.
Okay, so lastly, obviously you wrote this book as a way of trying to solve some problems in the industry. Generally speaking, are there other big challenges that you see facing distributor salespeople right now that you could tell us about?
Yeah, probably the two that I guess come to mind here is that companies maybe do not define the expectations of the sales team on what they're supposed to be doing in CRM, and then promoting the why. So setting those expectations is so important, and promoting the why with regards to those expectations. And then nextly, I see a lot of companies are throwing data at salespeople, and they're not training them and coaching them on how to use the data to make good decisions. It's actually overwhelming them. And so something I really promote is what I call role-based dashboards, where you create these dashboards, very simple, doesn't need to be overwhelming, where the dashboards do two primary things. They reinforce the expectations, what we just talked about, defining those expectations. Now you're reinforcing them with the dashboards, and those dashboards should drive action, should allow them quickly and easily to drive action and get back on track, be proactive, so to speak. So, what I see is expectations not being well defined, and then being overwhelmed with data, not giving them the data that they really need, and coaching them on how to use the data to make good decisions.
Yeah, yeah. Well, hopefully this book can help some of our audience. CEO for CRM, your roadmap for CRM success. This book is available for purchase on Amazon. We're going to include a link below the video player for anyone who would like to check that book out. But Brian, is there anything else that you want to tell our audience in terms of how to reach you if they have questions about Sales Process 360, or if they have questions about your book? Where should we send them?
Yeah, you can send them directly to me, Brian Gardner at Sales Process 360, or you can go to our website and provide the links that can send it to me, or look me up on LinkedIn. Maybe follow me on LinkedIn. I'm trying to post a lot of good, relevant content around this. So maybe follow me on LinkedIn, and just reach out. Again, hopefully I can bring some value or help you through this journey here.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Brian, for being here today and lending your insights into this topic on CRM.
Thank you.
Thanks.